All right, third graders. The first 2 days this week, we're going to talk about picking just right books. Because as third graders, I know you want to all read the chapter books that are really big, but that doesn't mean they're just right books yet. So, when we're back in school, I would show you these pictures, but I felt like they were too hard to read, so I kind of made a chart for it. So when you're picking out a book, you need to think about a few things. You need to think about, does this book interest me? So do I want to read it? If you don't want to read a book, don't pick it out. Is it too easy? So it's our easy column we'll get to. Is it too easy? Do I know all of the words? Will this bore me? Will it not interest me after a while? Is it too hard? Do I not know any of the words? Do I even understand what it's about? Because if you don't understand what it's about, what's the point of reading it? So you have to ask yourself some of those things. I like to start with the, do I want to read it? So are you going to enjoy this book? Does it interest you? Is it a topic of choice? Like I know some of you said you really like animal books. Well, if you really like animal books, do you think that's a good place to start? Because I do. I think picking out an animal book is a good place to begin with your interests. Because figuring out if something's too easy, just right, or challenging or too hard, you have to start with, do you want to read it? So, if you're picking easy books, you're not going to become a better reader. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that right now. And you'll know it's easy if you know all of the words. So you make no mistakes, you don't even pause at a word, you know all of them. And then if the book makes you feel tired because you're just kind of bored, and you're like, oh, I'm just reading this again, whatever. Or it makes you feel a little too calm. Calm is not bad, but if it's not exciting to you, and it's not piquing your interest, it's not making you want to read it. And then you may read easy books. We all read easy books every once in a while because you like it. It makes you feel confident about your reading. So if you need a confidence boost about your reading, it's okay to read an easy book here and there. But is this the column I want you picking from? No. Let's go to challenging. So these are the really thick books. These are the books that maybe are about a topic you've never heard of. And you don't understand the words. So not only can you maybe not read the words, you don't understand them. So you don't know what they mean. If you don't understand the words, how are you supposed to comprehend the text? And this book, it makes you feel frustrated. You're just angry and you're like, I just don't want to read it. So you just kind of push it off to the side. That's not good either. And it makes you feel tired in a different way than the easy books do. It makes your brain feel like you're working too hard. Because if it's too challenging, you are working too hard. That's not where I want us to sit, because that's not a happy place. This is a too easy place. This is a grumpy place. I want us in that just right column. So I want you to know most of the words. You don't need to know all of them. And I want you to be interested in the book. I want it to make you feel comfortable, excited, like you want to read it. And maybe it's a series and then you want to read the rest of them. And you're reading these books because you want to become a better reader. That's really important in third grade, is that we want to become better readers. And a great way to become a better reader is to practice reading. Now, if you need that confidence boost, throw in an easy book. But make sure your just right books are more. Don't have just these, have a bunch of these as well. But I don't want you to have challenging books because I don't want anybody frustrated. I don't want anybody feeling like, oh, I can't do this work. So, your activity to go along with this today and tomorrow is picking out a just right book. I want to see a different book both days. You can find it on YouTube. We're still working on getting Raz Kids up and Tumble books. If those appear, I'll let you know. But otherwise, I want you to pick out a just right book. If you have a book at home, or maybe you have a picture of a book you can find that you know is a just right book and you really want to read it when we get Raz Kids up. That can be your picture. And I want you to tell me why it's a just right book. Okay? So you have to be able to justify your answer. So it means explaining your thoughts. Why is the book you picked out a just right book? Okay? Because as we become better readers in third grade, our ability to pick those just right books helps us. Now, it doesn't mean we're never going to read challenging books, because one of the things is you can read a challenging book with an adult. So in some of our small groups eventually, you might read some challenging work, but I'll be there to help you. But if you're by yourself, I don't want you feeling frustrated. I don't want you upset because the book is too hard. I want you to pick a just right book, okay? So keep these things in mind as you pick your books to read. It's important to be able to explain why it's a just right book, because that means you're thinking it through when you're picking out that book.